I want to see if I have any rights or anything I can do. It's kind of a long story, so I'll try to keep it brief, but
We're back. I'm attorney Vincent Davis, and I'm here today with my co-host, Miss G. Georgette, and we're taking calls, listening to your stories, answering your questions. And I want to acknowledge one of our sponsors today, shrinestore.com. If you want to be a rock star, you need to dress like a rock star. Check out shrinestore.com. All right, we're going to take another call right now. It's going to be, I believe it's Bree from California. Bree, did you have a story to tell or a question to ask?
hi. A little bit of both, I guess.
Okay.
I want to see if I have any rights or anything I can do. It's kind of a long story, so I'll try to keep it brief, but I lost my parental rights years back, and the day that the adoption was finalized to my mother, she called me to pick her up. My daughter was living with me consistently for over 2 years, and then she was with my mom for the weekend while my husband was in the hospital, and I got a call from the police department to come pick her up. That my mom was trying to put her on the 5150 lockdown because they got into a fight, and that my daughter clearly didn't need to be there. So CPS was called, and they came out, they searched my home, they checked my background, my husband, they talked to my daughter. They told me that they were going to have her supervisor, the social worker, write up paperwork giving me legal responsibility of her medical and her education, and promised my daughter that she would never have to go back there again. Well, we received a call randomly several days after that agreement, and the social worker said that my mom was going to come and pick her up, and that she can come back to me after the weekend, that it's up to my mother whether she stays with me or not. And at that time, my mother took her down to Mexico, and it's been over 7 months, and I've not been able to be in contact with any of them. And now, while we were going through this, and the social worker said she was going to give me the paperwork, my mother at that time was telling the social worker she wanted to give up the adoption. And the social worker told her that she could go to jail potentially for that, and that it was not okay, that you can't do that. But then she goes and takes her down to Mexico. And the social worker, we had explained to her, my daughter, neighbors, my husband, about the violence and abuse that was going on with my mother. And we have a whole case going back to when I was a child with abuse from her. The social worker didn't look into any of the allegations. My daughter was on the floor screaming, crying, not wanting to go there. She told the social worker, if I have to go with Nana, something bad is going to happen to me. Social worker didn't care. And now it's been 7 months and she's gone. And I have a feeling that she is being held in a psych ward because she has not been able to get to a phone or social media, hasn't talked to any friends or family or anything. And so I just want to see, is there any way of making the social worker responsible or accountable for this? Or what can I do to try to get her back?
Well, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to file some type of paperwork with the court giving you standing or declaring you a presumed parent because you've lost your parental rights, that type of thing, in order for you to get your foot in the door to start fighting for, rights to the child.
Okay. And do I have any case against CPS for doing this to her?
The child may have a case. It doesn't sound like you have a case because theoretically and unfortunately, you're not the mother anymore.
Right. And from watching all of your shows, I have realized now that when they took my parental rights, every step of the way was completely illegal. I wish I had your show back then when I was going through all this, but I did not know. So it's just been kind of a nightmare for a really long time.
Right. Do you have the radio show on playing in the background? Because I'm getting a reverb.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, what I would suggest you do is on Monday or Tuesday, give me a call at the office. I can maybe walk you through some detailed steps of what you need to do. Because unless you have an attorney, you're not going to be able to figure this out by yourself. It's kind of an unusual situation. You lost your parental rights.
It really is.
The mother gave you back the child. You're raising the child for a couple of years. How old's the child now? 12, you said?
She just turned 13.
13. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of an unusual situation, and it doesn't sound like your mother's going to want to cooperate. So there's going to be a few hurdles you're going to have to jump over legally. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So 888-888-6582. Give me a call. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.